Check it out. The seedlings are all packed and ready to travel. Hey you guys, it's finally here. And when I say it's finally here, I mean we are at the 48-hour point before we officially start laying bricks to the ground on Gigi's garden. And today I'm starting some of the prep work before I head up to my parents' place. I'm starting packing up the things that I have. And you might be like, what kind of things are you packing? What's the deal? So the reason why I'm packing up some stuff is because we made a lot of decisions about this garden. One of which being that we're going to use well, let me just start up and back up. First thing is, originally, and actually you might see it behind me, I came up with a little layout and a plan for her garden beds. Originally, it was going to be 2 garden beds that were going to be, let's see, 3 by 6 feet. Actually, let me take it off the wall. Originally, I planned for 2 garden beds that were 3 by 6 feet in dimensions, so 3 feet wide, 6 feet long, and I planned for that based on the things that we wanted to grow. So I said, hey mom, what kind of vegetables do you want in your garden? And she gave me a list, and I said, okay, let's start with these few, and I mapped out based on their space how many different garden beds we might need in order to grow the types of plants that she was interested in. Okay, so that's the first thing. The first design that we came up with was actually a design for 2 separate garden beds, and this is the original plan that I had drawn up. So you can see it has the main crops, and I used the blocking method. So 3 rows and then 12-inch blocks. And then each block, I have like a little legend here that explains like what is going in the block, the main crop, and then the companion crops. So that's originally how we started off. Then of course, I went and I had a conference call with my father, aka Papa, and he gave me some insight based on their particular backyard and some things that he wanted to stay away from and do. And so ultimately we decided, we changed up the entire plan, and we're doing 1 giant garden bed, which is going to be 3 by 16 feet. That's the current plan we're doing specifically. But why I'm packing things up and what I'm packing up is in order to make this cost efficient and allow us to be able to fill the bed the way it needs to be, we decided to do the lasagna method. So if you hadn't heard of the lasagna method is basically where you layer different organic materials in your raised garden bed, and it creates like an ecosystem, if you will, like a 360 cycle of naturally decomposing materials, organic materials that will create a rich soil over a long period of time. So the idea is you're only putting in a percentage of the expensive stuff, right? The topsoil or compost, and everything else is organic matter that will break down over time. So with our garden bed, we're going to have different layers, and our layers are really based off of what it is we have available. So one of the first things that I'll show you that I'm packing up is what is going to be our part of our brown layer, which is you want to focus on things that are recyclable, that will naturally decompose, that are okay to go back into the earth, and that don't have any kind of additives, colors, or fillers that are going to, cause issues in your soil. So the first thing that I am adding to the garden bed is this. So the first item, and this is not necessarily the first layer, but this is the first item that's going in the bed, is recycled packing paper. So you may recognize, let me open this bag for you, recognize this paper because it's inside of every Amazon or mailing box that you have gotten over the years. And this is basically just that. So I took my paper shredder, I took that paper from the packing boxes, because obviously we all order stuff online at some point, and I just shredded it down. So this is 1 bag. I still have a whole bunch more to go. Hold on, let me open it for you. So here's the rest of the paper that I have to shred, but as you can see, it's just, I took all the packing paper from every box that I've ordered in the last 3 months. I've been saving it, and I'm going to shred the rest of this and fill it up in another bag like this, and then we're going to take that up there. So that's packing materials. We also have this over here. Here's another bag of paper that's shredded, and then this is packing material that I'm gonna see how much I have, but I might shred some of this as well because I'm thinking about using it for another project. So packing paper for part of our brown layer is what I'm packing up next. All right, guys, we're back. So I finished shredding the rest of the paper, at least the batch that I told you I was going to shred. There's still some left. I'm gonna decide after I fill this up if I'm gonna shred any more, but I just finished loading the first bag into these, I forget what they're called, these storage bags that you vacuum seal, the vacuum storage bags. I'm doing that so it makes it easier to transport these in the car. These bags will fit easily into a bag once they're flattened, and then when I get there, we can empty them up and dump them in the garden when it's time. But I have one more bag, and this was a bag and a half. So I'm gonna use the other half in this bag to fill it up, and then we're gonna keep going from there. Okay, so continuing with the list, I am for sure going all of my seeds. Reason being is I have my seedlings, yes. Some of them are not progressing as well as I'd like them to. Others are. Some have not bloomed at all. So we will be directly sowing some of the seeds. I'm going to do the last tally probably tomorrow to figure out what all needs to be direct sown, and I have a whole like plant scheduler workbook that includes our layout that I can document and put all of that in there. But for now, we're going to bring all of the seeds packets so that I can have everything that we need access to. I'm going to bring these pot risers again for the snake plant. Not sure it's going to need it, but because I'm driving over 2 hours to get to their place, I don't want to leave anything that I think I might want, because if I might want it and I don't bring it, I don't got it. Okay, so I'm also bringing a couple of sets of gloves. Again, these my dad gave to me. I'm bringing them back with me so that I have gloves to work with. These are some cut resistant gloves that I have. Let's see, this is my little seed tower contraption here. I'm gonna go through here. So here we have our seed tags. I'm definitely gonna bring pretty much all of these. I don't know that I'm going to use all of them, but I'll put them in like a baggie or something. So these are the tags that I was using before. And then these I actually got, these white ones. I got these from the Dollar Tree. So I really like these. You can see I already had started using some of them. Because they're durable, they're plastic, so they're waterproof, and I like the idea of using these actually in the garden. It just looks nicer and more official. We'll use whatever we need to when the time comes, but I'm going to bring all of them, so again, I don't have to worry about what I don't have. All right, I'm also taking my dried eggshells. These are the ones I made a while ago. I have some more eggs in my refrigerator that I need to dry out and crush, so I'm gonna add those to this, but for now I'll put this in here so I don't forget. And the tape, I'm bringing the rest of, these are the last 3 little pot planters that I had, just in case I need them to separate out any plants. I'll have them for myself to do that. Next up, I'm bringing my plant juice. I'm bringing 2 bottles of that. so that we can use it to fertilize the garden. Up. I need to take some of this stuff out so I can actually put my Tetris skills to the test here. But the last couple of things that we have to put in the box is going to be some of my garden tools. Again, my dad has a ton of tools, but I don't know if he specifically has these, and I want to make sure that I have this rake, for example, to kind of take care of things. I have one more. All right, so then these are my 3 tool set. We'll put these back here. All right, then the last thing is I was gonna take the whole bag. So these are the little seed pellets that I got offline. Really, really like them. You might have saw them with some of my cabbage and kale plants. I replanted them into these. If I would start all over, I probably would have started with these for the seeds, because I could have did 1 or 2 seeds per pod. And then I wouldn't have to worry about, like, up-potting would have been a lot easier, because I would have been up-potting them into maybe those planters or into something else. Either way, I'm going to take a few of these because there might be some seeds that I need to restart, and I want to restart them the right way. I was going to originally take the whole bag. I'm not sure yet if I will. I might just take like half the bag. I'm kind of just teetering on, like, do I want to, what if I run out, you know, that type of thing. So I will be taking some. How many will probably be based on how much I can fit in this box. So I'm really determined to keep this succinct, and I'm going to repack this so everything fits, and then I'll figure out how many I'm going to take based on that. That's what I think I'm going to do, because your girl, it's like when you go grocery shopping. And this, to all my single ladies out there, you know, when you come into the house, you only want to make one trip, right? I'm already going to have enough stuff with my own bags, with Ember's stuff. I don't want to be bringing a whole bunch of extra stuff. So it's really important that I keep this succinct, especially not bringing a bunch of things that I end up not needing. I want to only bring what I think I'm going to possibly need. Nothing more, nothing less. And, of course, I'm going to be bringing all of the seedlings as well. So, again, we need to keep our packing tight and right. Okay? Okay, so this is the final box all packed up. As you can see, I ended up packing it in a bigger box, but we have everything in here, plus a few other things I didn't even talk about. So we got our gloves. Decided to throw this funnel in here because I usually use that when I'm diluting the plant juice. These eggshells, crushed eggshells, safety glasses, pair of earplugs, a face mask, my seeds, all the other stuff I told you about. So I am going to close this box up, and this box will get packed in the car with everything else.